heavy fighting reported in Shererina as Ethiopia Tigray tensions escalate. Shererina, Ethiopia-Sudan border. Heavy fighting has reportedly broken out in the Shererina area along the Ethiopia-Sudan border, with local and Tigrayan sources claiming that the Ethiopian National Defense Force, ENDF, has launched a new military offensive against Tigrayan forces. Reports indicate the clashes began at around 11:45 a.m. local time on Saturday and involve infantry units, mechanized forces, and heavy weapons. Residents in nearby areas said the sound of artillery could be heard from as far as 50 kilometers away. The reports have not been independently verified, and no official statement had been issued by the Ethiopian federal government or the Tigray interim administration at the time of publication. Tigrayan sources claim new offensive. Statements circulating through Tigrayan media and affiliated sources allege that Ethiopian government forces have opened what they describe as a renewed offensive against Tigray. According to those claims, Ethiopian forces launched attacks through the Shererina corridor in western Tigray, using multiple forms of military assault. The sources further claim that fighting remains ongoing. The same sources also allege that the Ethiopian military has deployed mechanized units and infantry formations in the Kobo direction and the Afar region, with preparations reportedly underway for possible operations on additional fronts. These claims have not been independently confirmed, and Ethiopian authorities have not commented publicly. Earlier on Saturday, local sources told Ora Amber Times that the clashes involved Ethiopian federal forces and Tigrayan forces believed to be operating in the Shererina area. The reports described the confrontation as a full-scale engagement involving mechanized units supported by infantry. Another Tigrayan source claimed federal forces initiated the attack with heavy artillery before ground troops advanced, while stating that Tigrayan forces remained in defensive positions. These accounts also remain unverified. Rising tensions before the fighting. The reported clashes come after weeks of increasingly hostile rhetoric between Ethiopian federal authorities and political and military figures in Tigray. Recent public meetings in several Tigrayan towns featured speeches warning residents about the possibility of renewed conflict, while Ethiopian officials have continued to express concerns over security developments in northern Ethiopia. The security situation has also become more complicated due to growing tensions between Ethiopia and Eritrea, with analysts warning that the Horn of Africa faces its most fragile security environment since the signing of the Pretoria Peace Agreement in November 2022. The Pretoria Agreement formally ended the devastating two-year war in northern Ethiopia, but several core issues, including the status of disputed territories, disarmament, security arrangements, and the presence of non-federal armed forces, remain unresolved. Situation remains fluid. No casualty figures have been released, and there has been no independent confirmation of territorial gains or losses by either side. If confirmed, the fighting would represent one of the most serious military incidents in northern Ethiopia since the cessation of large-scale hostilities under the Pretoria Agreement, raising fresh concerns that the fragile peace could be at risk. This is a developing story. More updates will follow as additional information becomes available and official statements are released.